most people don't understand what rapport really is. Many people think rapport is just having somebody who thinks well of you, or having a good positive relationship, or even having friendly banter. The truth is, rapport is a very practical tool. In fact, we at CIA call it social capital. Because rapport is not really about having a positive relationship. It's about having a currency that denotes leverage in a relationship. That's much more like capital than it is like good faith or goodwill. You're being nice today so that you can get what you want tomorrow. You're being assertive today because you want to set a tone for when you call in a favor later on. Rapport is important, yes, but rapport doesn't mean that it's all goodwill. Rapport actually means that you're building a sense of leverage. You're building an actual measurable currency, a social capital that you can use to call in leverage in the future to get what you want. We previously talked about how we are all still creatures based on our core wiring of survival instinct. What people don't realize is that survival instinct isn't actually an instinct that makes us put more effort into something. It's actually an instinct that makes us conserve our effort. In a way of speaking, we are actually very lazy creatures. We want to find a way to survive with the least amount of effort. So understanding that we are actually always trying to keep energy in reserve, we start to understand why the path of least resistance is so attractive, why so many people quit early, why it is that avoidance and sense-making is where so many people bow out and stop trying. It also helps you understand why the people of success are so successful. Because even though they know they could have saved energy, even though they know they could have played it safe, they pushed harder anyways. They pushed through that survival instinct that tried to convince them to quit early, when the avoidance was easy, when the competition got difficult. They pushed through that to achieve a place where they have the power and the authority and the compliance of the people around them. Everything we've just talked about is really just a series of psychological tools, and tools that you can use to achieve very specific, deliberate outcomes that benefit you. But it's important to understand, just like the tools that exist in your garage or in your basement or in your closet, tools are ambivalent to the outcome. They're just a tool along the way. So whether you're screwing in a screw with a screwdriver or hammering a nail with a hammer, the truth is that the screwdriver and the hammer are just tools. They can equally be used to do terrible things to people, just like they can be used to do helpful things for people. Rice and sense-making are exactly the same thing. You can use them as tools to achieve very positive outcomes that benefit you and benefit the world around you. Or you can abuse them and use them to hurt people. But the important thing to understand is that whether you use the tool for good or for evil, there are other people in the world who know and have the same tool, and they can use that tool on you. And oftentimes the best way to identify someone who you can trust is by understanding whether or not they're showing behaviors that are trustworthy, or if they're using good tools for bad reasons.